Welcome! In this video we'll be looking at function notation with exponential functions part 3. Let's take a look at our first example. Example 1. Given f of x is equal to 5 halves to the x, find f of 3. So notice, your input value happens to be 3. So let's substitute that in wherever we see an x. Thus we get f of 3 is equal to 5 halves to the third power, or 5 halves cubed. Now keep in mind that this is repeated multiplication, so we have that f of 3 is equal to 5 halves times 5 halves times 5 halves. Now using the fact that when you multiply fractions, you multiply all the numerators and then you multiply all the denominators, we get that f of 3 is equal to 5 times 5 is 25 times 5 is 125 over 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8. So you get that f of 3 is simply equal to 125 over 8. Let's take a look at two more examples. Example 2. Given g of x is equal to 1/4 to the x, find g of 2. So once again, we notice that our input value happens to be 2. So let's substitute that in wherever we see an x. So we have g of 2 is equal to 1/4 to the second power, or 1/4 squared. Once again, remember that this means repeated multiplication, so we can rewrite g of 2 as the product of 1/4 times 1/4. Now, using the fact that we're multiplying fractions, we multiply the numerators, so we have 1 times 1 gives you 1, and then we multiply the denominators. So 4 times 4 gives you 16. Therefore, we can say that g of 2 is equal to 1/16. Let's take a look at one last example. Example 3. Given h of x is equal to 2/5 to the x, find h of 3. Once again, we see that our input is 3 in this case. So let's substitute that in wherever we see an x. So we have that h of 3 is equal to 2/5 to the third power, or 2/5 cubed. Now, using the fact that this means repeated multiplication, we have that h of 3 is equal to 2/5 times 2/5 times 2/5. And we get that h of 3 is equal to 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 gives you 8 over 5 times 5 is 25 times 5 gives you 125. So we get that h of 3 is equal to 8 over 125. So that's how we evaluate expressions involving function notation with exponential functions. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.